What's up, guys? Some historically great teams like the Montreal Canadiens, Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Dodgers, Chicago Bulls, and San Francisco 49ers haven't won a championship in decades. But they won so many back in the day that it doesn't feel so long ago since their last title parade. However, some organizations that have a championship in their history have been, for the most part, quite awful throughout the years. Time, along with the team's consistently bad play, means we're often ignorant about the fact that these clubs have actually won it all some time ago. So enjoy your history lesson today from us here at TPS. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present sports franchises you totally forgot won a championship. Don't forget to leave your video ideas down below. We'll be looking, and if we choose your idea, we'll give you a shout out in the video. Make sure to subscribe to TPS and put on your notifications because we post videos every single day. Every day's a new video, so subscribe. And a big shout out to TBF Gamer for suggesting this video. Thanks, man. You're the best. Or girl, I don't know, whatever you are. Number 10, Arizona Diamondbacks, 2001. The Arizona Diamondbacks joined Major League Baseball as an expansion franchise back in 1998, but it didn't take long for the franchise to become a winner. They took home the NL West division in just their second year of existence. And thanks to the lights-out pitching duo of Curt Schilling and Randy Johnson, the D-backs won the 2001 NL pennant and went up against the powerhouse New York Yankees in the World Series. The Pinstripes were aiming for their fourth straight World Series championship. They led Game 7 by a score of 2-1 in the 9th inning, and legendary closer Mariano Rivera needed just 2 more outs to lock down the World Series. However, the D-backs got to Rivera and rallied for 2 runs, and Luis Gonzalez walked it off with a championship-winning single. From 2002 to 2018, the Diamondbacks would only make the playoffs 4 more times, winning just 1 series. They just haven't been able to keep up their division rival San Francisco Giants or Los Angeles Dodgers over the past decade or so. It's been almost 2 decades now. That's why it's so easy to forget that this inconsistent franchise actually has a World Series in their trophy room. Number 9, Carolina Hurricanes, 2006. North Carolina inherited the Hartford Whalers in the 1997-98 season, and this non-traditional hockey market saw plenty of success in short time. Led by head coach Paul Maurice, the Hurricanes reached the Stanley Cup final in 2002, but they fell to the powerhouse Detroit Red Wings in 5 games. The Hurricanes finished near the bottom of the standings in each of the 2 next seasons, but after the 2004-05 lockout, they broke through as one of the NHL's top teams. Led by Eric Stahl, franchise great Rod Brind'Amour, rookie goalie Cam Ward, and veterans Justin Williams and Eric Cole, the Hurricanes went all the way to the 2006 Stanley Cup final. There they faced the red-hot Edmonton Oilers, who were looking to pull off the ultimate Cinderella story. But thanks to the heroics of Ward, Carolina shut the door on Edmonton and won its first Stanley Cup 4 years after losing in the finals. After that, the Hurricanes went through an embarrassingly long period of mediocrity. From 2007 to 2018, they only made the playoffs once. That was in 2009. The organization went through multiple head coaching and general manager changes. Oh, and they even got a new owner in Thomas Dundon. Carolina finally ended a 10-year playoff drought in 2019, reaching the Eastern Conference Final before being swept by the Boston Bruins. Because they're a small market team with very limited success since their cup win, it's so easy to forget that the Hurricanes actually won it all some time ago. Number 8, Kansas City Chiefs, 1969. There aren't many NFL fan bases who have gone through more heartbreaking playoff losses than the Kansas City Chiefs over the past quarter century. Because of this, it's easy to forget that the good folks in Kansas actually had a Super Bowl parade a half-century ago. Loaded with stars like quarterback Len Dawson, cornerback Emmett Thomas, and linebacker Willie Lanier, the Chiefs went 11-3 during the 69 regular season. That powerful defense only allowed 12.6 points per game. The Chiefs defense carried the team to a Super Bowl IV appearance, where they met the Minnesota Vikings. As usual, Kansas City's D took over entirely and pummeled the Minnesota offense. The Chiefs would win the game 23-7, clinching their first Lombardi trophy in franchise history. But as time passes, some things in life are forgotten. It's often hard to remember that this team was once one of the first Super Bowl champions. Kansas City wouldn't make the Super Bowl again after that. They came awfully close in 2018, but fell to the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game. The good news is that the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, so it won't be long until Kansas City ends its championship drought. Number 7, Milwaukee Bucks, 1971. The Bucks were one of the NBA's worst teams through the 90s, failing to win a single playoff series that decade. They weren't much better in the 2000s either. Aside from a trip to the 2001 Eastern Conference Finals, Milwaukee didn't have any playoff success, failing to win a playoff series over the next 18 years. Things changed when Giannis Antetokounmpo, aka the Greek Freak, arrived. Milwaukee topped all NBA teams with 60 wins during the 2018-19 season, winning a pair of series before losing to the Toronto Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals. But hey, they won their first playoff series in 18 years. Yeah, that's great. If it weren't for Giannis, the Bucks would remain one of the worst teams in the NBA right now. Because they don't have a long winning history, we tend to overlook the fact that this team won the NBA championship in 1971. That team was led by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and fellow Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson. Iverson. The Bucks swept the Baltimore Bullets in the finals to win their first NBA championship, and they reached the finals again 3 years later, losing to the Boston Celtics in 7 games. Milwaukee hasn't reached the finals since, but that could change soon since they have Giannis and Eric Bledsoe. Number 6, Calgary Flames, 1989. Nobody has forgotten about the Edmonton Oilers dynasty. Led by the GOAT Wayne Gretzky and numerous Hall of Famers, the Oilers won 5 Stanley Cups from 1984 to 1990, thus establishing themselves as the Kings of Alberta over their rivals, the Calgary Flames. Because the Oilers stole all their thunder, the 1988-89 Flames are often forgotten about. Led by Hall of Famers including Lanny McDonald and Doug Gilmour, the Flames reached the Stanley Cup final for just the 2nd time in their history. After losing to the Montreal Canadiens in the 1986 finals, the Flames returned the favor and took down the Habs in 6 games, winning their first and only Stanley Cup to date. After winning it all, the Flames wouldn't win another playoff series until 2004. In fact, they missed the playoffs every year from 97 to 2003. Calgary made the Stanley Cup final in 2004, but they fell to the Tampa Bay Lightning in 7 games. From 06 to 2019, the Flames only won a single playoff series. They've been mirrored in mediocrity for a long time now, and that's why it's so easy to forget that this team has a Stanley Cup in its trophy room. Number 5, Blackburn Rovers FC, 1995. Since the English Premier League was founded in 1992, there have been 5 premier terms who have destroyed the competition: Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City. We've seen Chelsea, Man U, and Man City form dynasties during the 21st century. But again, Arsenal and Liverpool are always hovering around the top of the standings as well. You don't hear much about the Blackburn Rovers very much anymore. These days they're playing in the Championship, the tier below EPL, but that wasn't always the case. Led by English football great Alan Shearer and striker Chris Sutton, the Rovers won the EPL title in '95 with 89 points, one ahead of Manchester United. Of course, the club hasn't seen much success ever since that incredible Cinderella series, and it was over 2 decades ago. How easy is it to forget that the Rovers actually won it all at one point in their history? Number 4, Dallas Stars, 1999. The Minnesota North Stars relocated to Dallas for the 93-94 season, and the team name was shortened to just the Stars. Led by the likes of franchise stars Mike Modano, Brett Hull, and Ed Belfour, Dallas became one of the league's top teams throughout the 90s. This non-traditional hockey market broke through after years of playoff heartbreak by defeating the Buffalo Sabres in the '99 Stanley Cup Final. They were officially part of the Big Boys in Dallas. The Stars reached the Stanley Cup Final again in 2000, but their title defense fell short, losing to the New Jersey Devils in 6 games. The Stars haven't reached the finals ever since, and they've been one of the NHL's most frustrating teams over the past decade. It's so easy to forget that Texas was once home to a Stanley Cup winner, especially when you look at the success of other Texas teams like the Spurs, Mavericks, Astros, and Cowboys throughout the past 20 years or so. Number 3, Portland Trailblazers, 1977. Before franchise all-star Damian Lillard arrived in the 2012-13 season, the Portland Trailblazers had spent the past decade as an afterthought in the Western Conference. During the mid-90s and early 2000s, the Trailblazers were a consistent playoff team, but never quite a legitimate championship contender. Well, they did make the conference finals in 1999 and 2000, losing to the San Antonio Spurs and Los Angeles Lakers. Other than that, the Trailblazers left a lot to be desired. After a trip to the Western Conference Finals in 2000, Portland fans had to wait another 14 years before they won their next playoff series. The franchise really started turning a corner after that, and in 2018-19, Lillard and CJ McCollum led Portland to the conference finals, where they were swept by the Golden State Warriors. Because the Trailblazers were mediocre for the better part of the 2000s, many pegged them as one of the absolute worst organizations in professional sports. You kids may not know this, the Trailblazers actually won the NBA championship in 1977, thanks to the play of Hall of Famer Bill Walton. The Trailblazers took down the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games, winning their first and only NBA championship to date. Portland reached the finals again in 1990 and 92, but they fell short both times in bringing home a second title. But hey, one is better than none, right? Number 2, Cleveland Browns, 1964. The city of Cleveland was the city of losing sport franchises for 52 years, until LeBron James led the Cavaliers to their first NBA championship in 2016. But while the Cavs and MLB's Indians saw some success, the Browns have been by far America's saddest sports franchise for half a century. I mean, all the draft busts in the 21st century, the fumble, being victims of John Elway's infamous drive, the relocation crisis to Baltimore in 1996, last making the playoffs in 2002, not winning a postseason game since 1994. They went 0-16 2 seasons ago. They didn't win one game. What? This team isn't as sad as you think. The Browns won the NFL championship in 1950, 54, 55, and 1964. Jim Brown, Paul Warfield, and Bill Glass led Cleveland to a 27-0 victory over the Baltimore Colts in the 1964 championship game. So stop calling this team the saddest North American sports franchise. We've all been guilty of it. But then we remembered that they have 4 championships. Not a Super Bowl, but championship. So it's really not that bad. Plus you got Mayfield, Odell, Nick Chubb, Landry. You're good. You're set. You're so set. And you got Kareem Hunt. Oh my God, you guys are so set. You're winning the Super Bowl next year. You got it. Number 1, Sacramento Kings, 1951. No NBA team has been more frustrating in the 21st century than the Sacramento Kings. They last made the playoffs in 2006. That was also their last winning season. They haven't won a series since 2004. Remember when they pushed the Los Angeles Lakers to 7 games in the 2002 Western Conference Finals? That seems like a lifetime ago. From 1982 to 98, the Kings only made the playoffs 3 times. They didn't win a single playoff series. Yeah, this is one bad organization. And having nearly relocated to Seattle in 2013, it feels like a matter of time until they move to another city, given how bad this franchise has been for the bulk of the last 30 years. You'd be shocked if we told you that they won the NBA championship in 1951. Of course, that's when the franchise was playing in Rochester, and the team was named the Royals. They defeated the New York Knicks in 7 games to win their only NBA championship to date. Alright, so the Sacramento Kings didn't actually win it. The Royals did, over 3 decades before the team eventually wound up in Sacramento. But it's the same organization. There's an NBA championship in the Kings' history. Of course, most of us have a hard time remembering that because it was nearly 70 years ago and a different city and a different name. But you know what? Who cares? What other sports franchises do you often forget won a championship? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos every single week. And if you want more of me, you should go there because I'm really fun and exciting. I would like to think I am, at least. And yeah, there's a lot more to me than just reading these lists. So go there. Thanks. Subscribe to TPS because we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video. Subscribe. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes 1 click right down there, as you all know. Just hit that like button. If you've never liked a video before, like this one. You'll feel good about it. I guarantee it. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. My knee.